4 of us will face the danger. We will protect you.
Matt, I want to start right here, but first off, the movie is incredible.
Oh, thank you.
Incredible.
Thank you.
Loved it. I want to talk about the decision to keep Eben's natural voice. And whether
yeah.
you guys ever experimented with doing other things to thingify it, I guess.
Right. Well, Eben does a little bit to his voice. Okay. It is slightly gravelier than his natural voice, and certainly enhancing a little bit of those Brooklyn, vibes that he naturally has.
Yeah.
But he's from New York. He has so much of Ben already in him, down to those beautiful blue eyes. And we've gotten used to a certain voice for the Thing, but that comes from animated TV shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And who is the Thing? The Thing is whoever we believe him to be. For me, the most important part of it was to believe in that humanity, right? The human that's underneath all of that rock. And from talking about it from a sort of scientific standpoint, he has a soft palate. He has a tongue. He's able to make, so we imagined this rocky exterior, but that there was a softness in between.
Okay.
And if you look at his space helmet, it's smaller than everybody else's. It's really just protecting those baby blues in that mouth, right? And so that's why I didn't think we needed to go for that, usual sort of it's clobbering time. And we played with that idea. It's in the animated show within our world.
Okay.
But it's not, how Ben actually sounds. Ben is as human as the rest of them, even though his outside is not.
That's really cool. I want to talk about the trust level that the team has in Reed. In the early comics, and going back and rereading them, I was surprised at how aggressively they blamed Reed for their accident, right? Like they were furious at him.
Right.
Did you ever dabble with that at all? And what trust levels do you have on your team with Reed?
Yeah, I mean, Reed's guilt is a classic thing. It runs throughout 60 plus years of comic history.
Yeah, sure.
And we definitely play with it in the movie. It was, Pedro says up front, it was my mission, and I assembled the team and it's my fault, and we played around with that. It's certainly, he's motivated by that. He's wary of going back into space.
Yeah.
He's chosen to focus on being in New York and building a world there and improving his world there.
Yeah.
And that's all because of this traumatic event, right? And the ripples of that. And he feels, of course, very guilty about Ben. But one of the things we wanted to show in what Eben does so beautifully is we wanted to show a Thing who was like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Even though we know underneath and we see him in his private moments, feeling the weight of being the Thing, of being a man, also a monster, like, who am I under all of this? But to the outside world, to his best friend, he's like, stop worrying about it, stop beating yourself up.
That's
which
awesome.
I thought was a sort of a fresh way and a complicated way to look at something that we all know so well.
Yeah. I'm so far describing this movie as Avengers Endgame for moms. It is, I know my wife is going to go crazy for Sue Storm, right?
Yeah.
And we've been so distracted by who's going to play Reed, how are they doing the Thing? I think we're sleeping on Vanessa Kirby.
Right.
Can you just talk about casting her and even what she brought that surprised you to this part? Because I think this is Sue's movie.
Yeah, in many ways, it's obviously a family, it's a couple, but there's a lot of Sue Storm that I just think is amazing. She's an amazing character.
Yeah.
And she's evolved over the decades.
Sure.
From Invisible Girl to Invisible Woman, to Jonathan Hickman's sort of, strong leader. And so in our movie, I wanted her to have all of those things. I wanted her to be the head of the Future Foundation, which is our UN, which is, she's juggling so many things. She's got such great emotional intelligence to balance Reed's kind of cerebral intelligence. I talk about Reed as being sort of great for all mankind, but struggles with individual men. And she's got everybody covered, right?
Yeah.
She's able to keep all these plates spinning in a beautiful way. And so it really is about that kind of Kirk and Spockness of their couplehood, which is like they complete each other, right? They make each other better.
Yeah.
But, Vanessa Kirby is an amazing actor. She can do anything. I've been a huge fan of hers for a really long time.
Right.
And she was right at the top of my list of Sue Storms, just because I knew she had all the things I needed Sue to be able to do, which is that incredible strength, that ferocity, but also that intelligence, that wit, that emotional, she's such a brilliant emotional actress. She's fantastic in every way, no pun intended.
Yeah.
But I sat down with her and she was so passionate about Sue and had done so much research as well that we immediately just hit it off talking about who this person was, and all of the different ways that she could be portrayed and all the different aspects of her character. And I just knew from my gut right away that this is the person who had the skills to do it, but also Sue would be in good hands.
The recreation of the Fantastic Four's first cover
Yeah.
is such a giddy scene. You know, the comic fans are going to go crazy for it. Was that a day one inclusion? Was that something that you knew you were going to stage?
It was right on the list, yeah,
Yeah.
right from the top, you know, and I love that comic issue. Of course, it starts everything. It's a
Yeah.
great cover.
Yeah.
It came out on my birthday, August 8th.
Did it
a long
really?
time ago, before I was born.
Okay.
but a different August 8th.
Yeah.
But you know, I had a lot of fondness for it, and the notion of being able to recreate that cover was definitely something we always had on the list.